we had completed till verse 35. Now, in this we learned something very unique about God. So what did we learn? Now we have something which is called the Supreme Divine Consciousness, or let us say Father in Heaven, God Almighty, any name you want to give. The ultimate destination, ultimate. There is no penultimate in this. There is ultimate destination. Okay. So everybody is supposed to go there. So at the end of the day, whatever you are doing, you are finally going to end up over there at the end, whenever it might be. The end can be any time. So we have the final destination. We discuss the final destination as the second divine unmanifest, far beyond the first divine unmanifest. So let me go further than that. So in today's satsang, we are going to learn the different classifications which I guess not even 5 Indians will know. Okay. Reason being, this is a very difficult subject to understand. There are no intelligent people who can decipher this subject. So let us try to understand what this subject is all about. So what we are learning are the different levels and the steps to lead towards the ultimate destination. So there are steps. Now we are going to start from top and then we are going to come to the bottom. Alright? So when we start from the top, so the ultimate step, penultimate, before that, like that. Finally, end of the day, it is you. So this is where we are. So let us begin with the new verse. So we are doing Canto 3, Part 2 of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Chapter 29, verse 36. This Purusha, whom the individual soul must approach, is the eternal form of the Supreme Divine Consciousness, Sri Krishna, who is known as Brahma and Paramatma. He is the transcendental chief personality and his activities are spiritual. See, the words are very, very difficult to understand. So I want to teach you this in a very slow and a steady manner. Let us go back to the time where it is said that there is an ultimate God. So there is an ultimate God over there called the last step or the ultimate destination. Because he has no name, he is called as a divine person. He says it is called the supreme abode. That means the highest known destination or the place where he stays. Abode means a place to stay. This is the final one. So remember, there is a word which came about over there. It says the divine person. If I tell you that there is no divine person and yet there is a person, that means there is something difficult to know. There is no one here. So if there is no one there, then how can there be a person? So this person is kind of an unmanifest. Remember these words. Manifest means the one who has taken a form which can be understood by your senses and your mind. Now when I say unmanifest, can your senses understand? No. Can your mind grasp it? No. If I say first divine unmanifest, it's near impossible to grasp it, correct? Now on top of it, I am introducing a second divine unmanifest. How are you going to understand? If first itself you don't understand, how can you understand the second one? So it is beyond the perception of your mind. So now we come to the entity, so-called one which can be understood. So there is, let us say, there is a supreme divine who is, let us call him Sri Krishna. He calls himself Sri Krishna. We also will call him Sri Krishna. Let us say his name is Sri Krishna. Now when Sri Krishna wants to come somewhere, he disappears. From the second divine unmanifest, he disappears in the first divine unmanifest. Alright? He disappears in the first divine unmanifest, so there is no body there. No B-O-D-Y, body. Nobody there. In the first divine unmanifest, now he decides that I want to create a body for myself. So he is going to create a body for himself. Are you getting this so far? Now, when he says, I am going to create a body for myself, this is the verse that we are going to understand. This Purusha, whom the individual soul must approach, I have to approach him in the eternal form of the Supreme Divine Unmanifest. In this first Divine Unmanifest, he will be called as Brahma. Brahma means the unmanifest. First Divine Unmanifest. It's called the Brahma. The Brahma has a so-called form, which we say as Paramatma. Paramatma means, Param means the highest, Atma means the soul. So he is the highest soul there. He is transcendental chief personality. First time in the unmanifest, first divine unmanifest, he has taken a personality, he has taken a so-called form. I told you the word so-called form. So he has a form there. Now this form is a fluid. It's not liquid, it is not solid. You think like this. There is no solid form. That means he doesn't have a body or anything like that. And he is neither unmanifest. Unmanifest means he has not taken a form. So in between that, we call it as a fluid form. Fluid means moving around. From this to that, this to that, this to that. He is just getting formed. A simple example would be, if I take a bottle of water and keep it in the cold outside in the snow or outside, it remains water, correct? Now, I give it a sudden shake. When I give it a sudden shake, does it start forming ice inside? You got the point or no? So it suddenly starts becoming ice inside. Why? Because of some movement. There is some movement in that water. So when I shook it, it became ice inside. Till that time it was water. So now do you understand? Till the time he is unmanifest, we don't understand him. And then he is becoming manifest, which is called in the state of Brahma. I don't know how he is going to be. So he is going to become a kind of a God. So this fluid state in between is mentioned as the Narayana form. What is it called? Narayana form. Alright? So, he is the transcendental chief personality. So, Narayana is always called as the chief personality, and his activities are spiritual. He is the spiritual person. Why is he spiritual? Just now only I said one word. Remember the word? Param Atma. He is the Param Atma. What is the meaning of the word Atma in English? How do you translate it? You say soul, right? But it is not soul because it has taken so-called form. So the form is not yet there. It is fluid. The so-called form, which is just about to take part, and remember me shaking the bottle? Try to remember these things. When I shook the bottle, some little force was applied. A kind of a shaking movement happened. Remember these two words. Then what happens? This unmanifest is becoming manifest just with that little power or energy. So the Param Atma in English is not called soul. He is called spirit soul. What is he called? Spirit soul, because little energy has been introduced in the soul concept. Right? Now, spirit soul means the word spirit and the word soul. Translate it into our language in English to Hindi, let us say. What does it become? Spirit soul is Adhyatma. You see the word? Adhyatma. Adhyatma translated, the understanding of the word Adhyatma means spirituality. So you are not so-called, a person who is without spirituality. You are spiritual in nature. Except that you don't know about it. Because you are born, you have a spirit in you. You have a soul and a spirit in you. So with that little power and energy, you are learning the subject of Adhyatma. Learning this subject of Adhyatma, that is why it is called spiritual in nature. See, I have explained this entire verse to you. If you do not understand, go back to the video, listen to it. You can take notes to understand what this entire jargon is all about. Okay, now let us come to the next part. So we are doing verse 37. The time factor, who causes the transformation of the various material manifestations, is another feature of Supreme Divine Consciousness, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Anyone who does not know the time is the same Supreme Personality is afraid of the time factor. Now, when he is in the fluid state, this fluid state has one introduction which I told you, little energy, which is why it is called spirit soul. The Paramatma is the supreme spirit soul. Got it? Now, when he takes a form, 100% converted, no fluid there. Now it is pure solid over here, okay, on this side. Now when he is already taken a form, anybody who takes a form, you, animals, birds, whatever, do you know there are two things which define you? The in point and the out point, right? The birth and the death. So anything that is brought to life in this world, could be even God, he will always have birth and he will always have death. These two things are fixed in that. So now, this form which is actually got created, the one which is now completely manifested, this is called the Mahavishnu Avatar. Mahavishnu Avatar. This form is the Adhyatmic form. Now remember, he has taken a form, so he has a beginning and he has an end. So what is ruling his life? And what is he actually? He is called the ultimate time. Why? Because beginning and end. Two factors got introduced in it. There is no eternity there. There is the beginning and then there is the end. What happened to the Brahma? The Brahma was in the penultimate state. The ultimate is who he called himself Krishna. Remember? Penultimate is the Brahma. Then came the Narayana, the fluid state. From the fluid state, now we have come to completely, solid states. The solid state is defined by the factor called time. He is born and he can disappear also. So this factor of time is the fourth step in the whole hierarchy. I hope you got the fourth step. So in the fourth step, what did he become? Mahavishnu Avatar. Ruling time. He is the master of time. So the time factor which causes the transformation of the material manifestation. Did I tell you it got manifested? So from fluid to something solid it happened. So when that happens, this manifestation is now having a solid kind of a form. This form is now going to have multiple forms. Think like this. There is a baby. Does it have multiple organs? Hands, legs, fingers, heart, lung, this, that. So many things are there, no? So think like that. So this factor, this entity is called time, and it has various manifestations. Different things start coming from there. It is another feature of the Supreme Divine Consciousness. It's a feature of the Lord. Final person. It is a feature of his. Feature. You understand what feature said? I just now said to you, the feature is the hand. Like that, the feature could be the face, it could be the eyes, it could be the nose. So he has a form. So when we pray to God, when we pray to a form which is lying supine on the ocean of milk, on the snake, Adishesha, and we can see him, this form which we are seeing is a manifest form. Remember, from his stomach comes the stalk of a lotus. On top of it, Brahmaji is sitting, Lakshmi is sitting at his feet, all the God, everybody, all gods, goddesses, everything, the whole universe, sages, saints are just standing right round him. You have seen this form in most of the great temples in India, in South India especially. You will find this form. One of these forms came from Ayodhya, okay, where Sri Ram's father used to be, Dasharath Maharaj. Now Dasharath Maharaj presented this form, this particular murti, the massive murti that was around 22 feet long. It's a massive murti. It was presented to Ravana's third brother. Okay. And he carried it with him, and unfortunately he dropped it. Without knowledge, he dropped it in a place in South India. It is called Sri Ranga. Sri Rangam is not the same as Sri Rangapatna. Please do not mix these two. Sri Rangam is different. Sri Rangam is an island which is a teardrop shape island. Teardrop shape means, teardrops how they are. So this particular murti was given by Dashrath Maharaj. He used to pray to it. So he gave it to his son, and his son, that is Sri Ram, then gave it to Vibhishan. Got it? So this murti is there in South India in Sri Rangam. So you can go and see. This murti is that form which we are talking about just now. It has features. And it is called the factor of time. Alright? Anyone who does not know this time as the Supreme Personality is afraid of the time factor. You know how many people are afraid? The whole world is afraid. Are you afraid of time or no? Suppose something has to be done. You want to do it in time. If you are told that tomorrow you are going to die, you have to do everything in time, isn't it? We are afraid of time. Afraid. Because time is not controlled by you. Time is controlled by this divine entity, which is the manifest form of the Lord. Okay? So he is the time factor. He is now. When he opens his eyes and when he is working in the world, remember this manifest form that is there, which has just come about. Now he has to start his work. Like you are one human being. At one time you will be called by some name. Okay, you are a son. Now from son you have to become a husband of somebody. And then you have to become a father of somebody. So the same person becomes different personalities, isn't it? A daughter, she gets married to someone. Then she becomes a wife. And from wife she becomes a mother. Right? So the same personality becomes different personalities. So I hope you get this whole picture now. When you get this picture, you will understand it better. So now this Mahavishnu form, he is non-existent, kind of sleeping form. He's Narayana also. Sometimes he's called Narayana, sometimes he's called Sri Ranga, sometimes he's called by all kinds of names. All names are not the same, but we call him by whatever name we feel like. When he stands up, he's not sleeping anymore. Whether his wife is there or not there is a secondary issue. But now he is going to start work. What is he going to do? He is going to start doing something. Remember, he has the spirit in him, isn't it? So now he is going to start the work. The same form which is supine, going to sleep. When he stands up, he goes by different names. Sometimes he goes by the name Panduranga. Sometimes he goes by the name Balaji. You know that? So these are called different names that he is getting. But the greatest name of all is called Vishnu. He is called Vishnu. Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the enjoyer of all sacrifices, is the time factor and the master of masters. He enters everyone's heart. He is the support of everyone. He causes every being to be annihilated by another. Such a wonderful, step by step, we have come to this. Now, who is this Vishnu? This Vishnu, remember his previous form was what? He was called the Paramatma. Now when from Paramatma, now he distributes this whole thing inwards to everything in the world. So he comes in you as a Jivatma. Your individuality has a Jivatma, a small portion of the divine. The very tiny portion of this supreme divine. The Paramatma is the bigger one. The Jivatma is a smaller entity. Think like this. You are one big cell. You are one big cell. And inside your body, there is a very tiny nerve or there is a very tiny red blood corpuscle. Does that red blood corpuscle carry your entire DNA or no? When they do the swabs inside your mouth, do they carry the DNA in it or no? So that DNA is a representation of this whole body, isn't it? So think like that. You, the individual soul, is a representation of the whole divine person called Vishnu. So what does Vishnu do? He is the one who enjoys the sacrifice. Means what? Remember I told you, he gets different parts just before this. So there is one hands, there is one legs, there is fingers, there is heart, there is lung, there is all these kind of things. In every cell, in every part of the body, activities have started or no? So in the stomach there is digestion, in the heartbeat starts, in the eyes the vision comes in, the nose the breath comes in, all this is started everywhere. So all this that has begun is called sacrifices happening in it. Sacrifice is happening. So when I eat something, it goes in my stomach, it is a sacrifice for the stomach. Stomach is called the kunda. Kunda means a place where we do the oblations. You know, when you are doing the yagya, yagyas, some of the households, they do yagyas and all that. All these panditjis and all, they will put that square over there and then they will keep on throwing these things inside, burning fire over there. Think like that. Your stomach is like this sacrificial pit. The eyes are sacrificial pit. The nose is a sacrificial pit. The mouth is a sacrificial pit. Your mind is a sacrificial pit. So in your mouth, are you throwing things? Oblations they are called. What is an oblation? Like a stick, a ghee, all these kind of are called oblations, isn't it? So when I am eating food, it's called oblation. It has gone in this kunda, sacrificial pit. Now all this goes in my stomach. That is a sacrificial pit. So every part, even my eyes, when the light falls on my eye, the retina creates an image. It is nothing but a sacrifice of the light. The breath which comes into my nose, that is a sacrifice of the breath. Got the whole point? Every part of the body is nothing but sacrifices happening over there. So now I extrapolate it in the world. I extrapolate it further. This whole universe is his own creation. He has extrapolated everywhere. So if the tree is breathing, it is called sacrifice. When the tree is cut, it is a sacrifice. When the water is getting collected in the oceans, it is called sacrifice. Everything is a sacrifice. So understand this. He is the enjoyer of sacrifice. When it enters the stomach, the enjoyment doesn't mean, oh, he is going to dance in joy and all that. No. He is getting food. He is getting the light. He is getting the breath. He is getting the sound. All these kind of things are there. No. That is called enjoying. Enjoying means appreciating what has come to us. I like what is happening. I am going to digest it in my stomach. That is enjoyment. Okay. And he is the master of the masters. He is the supreme master who is called also the time factor. He is the time factor. Now we have understood this. He enters everybody's heart, which means he is now in every portion. The DNA is spreading all over the place. Now, this is the first time the mention is there where it is said that the Vishnu Tattva is in the heart of human beings. So I hope you get this line very clearly. The Vishnu, the God Almighty, who has taken a manifest form, lives in your heart, not outside in a stone. I hope you are getting this whole picture now. So he is representing in the heart of yours. So he enters everyone's heart. He is the support of everyone. He is the one who is running this whole show. He causes every being to be annihilated by another. So because he is a factor called time, so there is a beginning and there is an end. You are going to get annihilated by time, old age, diseases, pain, misery. All these kind of things, they beat you up, isn't it? Right? Death, annihilation, termination, something is there. So every person in this world, every individual, everything that is called the manifest one has to finally come to an end. So they are annihilated by another. Another means anything in this world can destroy you. No one is dear to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is Sri Krishna, nor is anyone his enemy or friend. But he gives inspiration to those who have not forgotten him and destroys those who have. Now here what Lord does is, if you do not remember that there is God in every person, what is going to happen to you? You are never going to understand the truth in your life ever. You are still going to go to some church and temple and places of worship, and you are going to worship one stone image over there. Remember, that stone image also has one tiny soul in it. It has got a very tiny thing in it. But it is unmanifest, it cannot be understood because the stone doesn't move, Sentient and insentient beings, like that. So, sentient beings are you and me. We are alive, we are breathing. The birds and the animals and the insects and everything is breathing. The sun is breathing, the moon is breathing, the earth is breathing. Right or wrong? The oceans are breathing. We do not understand this. So now, all that is there is alive and kicking. So he is there in everything. So no one is dear to the dear Lord, nor is anyone his enemy or friend. So if the whole thing is his own creation, why will he say this is my enemy and this is my friend? Are you getting the point? He is the one who has created everything. He is the master of everything. The birth as well as death, the good and the bad and the evil and everything is only him. So why will I say Ravana is a villain? Ravana is also his creation, isn't it? There are those in this world who think that one country is an enemy of the other. That is also created by Lord only. What makes you think that it is something else? So never be under this impression that it is something else. No, everything is him alone. So he doesn't have any differentiation that this is my enemy or this is my friend. He is equal to everybody. He gives inspirations to those who have not forgotten him. So suppose you remember these words that I am in everybody's heart. If you remember these words. So even when you are feeling you want to murder someone, you hate someone from the bottom of your heart, you may not like someone, and you would think he is your enemy or she is your enemy. At that time, if you remember that it is the God who is in everybody, then he will give you inspiration to become good. But if you start thinking, I know, I can do this, I can kill this person, I can get rid of this person, I can throw that person out, that ego which comes in a person, when it comes, then he destroys you. Because you are not considering that is worthwhile. So someone asked me a question before we started about these differences. So I said very simply like this. Let us assume that you are that God. You are that God. Let us say you are that Vishnu. You have a toothache. You have a very bad tooth. Are you going to remove the tooth or no? So tooth is your enemy. Are you going to eliminate it? Yes, of course. If you are suffering from some disease, are you going to get a cure for it or no? Are you going to kill those bacteria and those viruses or no? Of course you are going to do. You understand what I am saying? If your foot is having a gangrene, are you going to cut it or no? Yes. Does it mean that you are a villain? Does it mean that you are a villain? Because you have removed your teeth, You are not a villain. You have done it for your own good, isn't it? So that your teeth can function properly. You have eliminated the disease like this coronavirus, this and that happened to you. You have eliminated it by taking medication and you are trying to kill those germs and all that. It is for the good, isn't it? So what is bad in that? So the thing which happened called coronavirus could be termed as bad. But it is God's own creation. He eliminates some things, he brings something back into the picture. And that is the reason why these things keep on happening. So, this is the difference that happens. So, he is in everything. And we have to look at all these items as God's creation. And don't get upset with it. Because if there is an enemy and if he has to be eliminated, you have to eliminate it without thinking that he is somebody else. It is like a disease, so we have to eliminate it. I hope you get this clear. So now what happens to this person who is there in this world? So verse 40, out of fear of the Supreme Lord, the wind blows. Out of fear of him, the sun shines. Out of fear of him, the rain pours forth showers, and out of fear of him, the host of heavenly bodies shed their luster. Out of fear of the Lord, the trees, creepers, herbs, seasonal plants and flowers bloom and fructify, each in its own season. Out of fear of the Supreme Lord, the rivers flow and the oceans never overflow. Out of fear of him only does fire burn, and does the earth with its mountain not sink in the water or the universe. Now this is a very strange verse. Out of fear. Now this is always misinterpreted by people. The Lord, in the Bible it is written, he brought, thunder and lightning and smoke and this and that, and he created destruction. This is how we think. Isn't it? Actually the word is very simple. Out of fear means what? Look at your own self. If you have a child at home and he is very sick, are you fearful that something can happen to him or her? Naturally. There is war going on. You are in the Middle East. Are you afraid the bomb is going to fall on your head? The chances may be very low, but still, are you not thinking that I could be a victim? Think about it. In every step of your life, are you fearful or no? The answer is, the God is not saying I'm going to throw the bomb on top of your head. The God is not saying I'm going to kill your child. No, he is not saying that. He is not saying anything. But the Supreme Personality, people are afraid of him. Got it or no? When you go for the darshan, are you going like a mouse or no? Oh, God, God, God. Why? Because you think he is the destructive fellow. He brought trouble to you. Isn't that how you look at it? Every time when something happens in your life, some death, some disease, some sickness, some this, some that, you lose money, you lose jobs, you lose everything. What is it that you are thinking of? I must have done something wrong. God is angry with me. He doesn't do this to me. He doesn't do that to me. Whereas God is not even interfering in your life. He doesn't even care about these kind of things. He is the Supreme Paramatma. Why is he interested? In your body, there are billions of germs coming in and going. Right? You or your mind even has an idea they are there or not there. When you are sleeping in the night, your heart is pumping puk, 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 like that, Do you even know about it? No. You have no idea. It is happening on its own. So the Lord who is there, Vishnu who is there, he is just standing over there for no rhyme or reason. Why? Because that is what his job is. The system is doing everything. What is doing? I have already created the software, I have created the hardware, and it is just going to do what it is supposed to do. You are the one who is going to do everything. I just have to just stand over there and not bother my head about it. Do you understand? A simple question you ask yourself. What are we heading in AI for? The next step in AI is very simple. It is called Gen AI, correct? Generative Artificial Intelligence. You don't want to be involved in taking any decisions. It is going to take its decisions on its own. It is going to use its own brain to come to some understanding and some kind of an answer. You are least interested in it. It just happens. You, human being, are the Gen AI for the God. Are you getting the whole picture or no? He created Gen AI in you right at the beginning of time. You are the one who is going to do everything. Why do I need to bother? I have just created this hardware. This is the hardware. And the way we work in this world is called the software. And you are the one who is the Gen AI for him. Yeah. And you are also running on the electricity and the water, no? Just like the whole system works on electricity and water. Right or wrong? You also need electricity. You eat food and this and that. You breathe in air. It is electricity. And you drink water also. You are consuming everything, isn't it? You have got battery inside of you. The battery is running you. The day the battery stops, you can't send it to the repair shop. You are finished. Then you have to be junked, sent to the recycling bin. And from there, exit. So that is what is happening to you. So this Lord has actually not interfered in your life. He just stands over there, but you are afraid of him. That is why you go with the begging bowl. Are you understanding this or no? You think he is going to give you money. You think that he is going to cure your sickness. You think that he is going to take care of your baby, your house, your job, your this or that. He is just standing over there. Okay? And basically, you are afraid of him. So like this, the whole universe is afraid of the Lord. It is just doing that Gen AI type of job. The wind blows because that is what it is supposed to do. The sun is shining because of that. The moon is, having its own up and down, It rises and then it sets and then things happen. The oceans are doing their job. The trees are doing their job. The seasons are doing their job. The earth is doing its job. You are doing your job. You are all afraid. And the fear is actually not real. But yet, because of lack of knowledge, you understand lack of knowledge? Now today you have got fantastic knowledge. You are that divine consciousness. Remember, I told you in this. You have that small Jivatma in you. It is nothing but a part of the Paramatma. You have the power in you. But yet you are afraid of this God who is standing over there. Got it or no? And this is the fear factor which rules everybody's life. We go to verse 43 and 44. Subject to the control of the divine Lord, the sky allows outer space to accommodate all planets, which holds innumerable living entities. The total universal body expands with its 7 coverings under his supreme control. In this, there is a secret given out. Because of this fear, there is a space, And in the space there are galaxies and this and that, and there are stars and heavenly bodies. In this he is saying, there are innumerable living entities. You think you are the only people in the universe? No. There are innumerable living entities. Tomorrow I will make you an Ananuki and send you to some Omanuma or some other planetary system. And you will go over there like a big Hulk over there. Like that. Maybe you will lift, another big mountain like rocks, and you are going to make the pyramids over there. Or you can lift the big rocks and throw them in the ocean, and they become that, the path between Sri Lanka and India. Has it ever entered your brain? Those small monkeys, they can lift rocks or what? Hanumanji's army, small monkeys, you think they can lift rocks? I am sure these must be great creatures from outer space who look like monkeys, and they can carry big rocks. With that, they have created even that in Mexico also they made that big pyramid. In South America they made pyramids. They put stones in Stonehenge. They put stones all over the world. They are capable of lifting. They made the tombs of Egypt, and they could have been the one responsible for creating that, Ram Setu they call it. Except that we call them Hanumanji's, chelas, like monkey gang. No, sorry boss. They are intelligent creatures. Except that you don't know anything about it, so it's all right. Fine. It's a theory, okay? I'm just telling you how that actually works, so you understand that the secret is here. All these creatures are there in different places. Okay? They accommodate in various planets. They allow outer space to accommodate the various planets which hold innumerable living entities. Except that we can't see them because we use our senses and the mind. The living entities are around you also. Do you see them? You can't even understand that they are alive over there. Okay? There are two aliens standing behind me. Can you see them? You can't. Right? Why? Because you are using your senses and your mind to understand this. Don't use it. Then you can see them. So, the total universal body expands into 7 coverings under the supreme control. This is the secret. Everything has a 7 layers. That day I told you that in South India the temples have 7 doorways. Did I not tell you that? So when the Lord is living in your heart, there are 7 sheets in the heart alone. The innermost is the place where Sri Krishna lives. The outermost layer is the one where Vishnu stays. I hope you understand that. First you have to learn about Vishnu, and then you can go inside. It's not so easy. We did so many steps, isn't it? You remember now so many steps we did. So remember those steps. So now the next verse. Out of fear of this divine Lord, the supreme demigods in charge of the modes of the material nature carry out the functions of creation, maintenance and destruction. Everything animate and inanimate within the material world is under their control. Now this Lord, remember, the Mahavishnu Lord who is there, who became manifest, he split up into personalities, 6 of them. 6 of them. One became Sattvic, one Rajasic and one Tamasic. 3 domains they rule. Each of them have their wives. All 3 have their wives. So they have the entity and they have the power. The entity and the power. The entity and the power. All are there. So here you will find they are called Brahma and Saraswati. They are called Vishnu and Lakshmi. And they are called Shiva and Parvati. So these 3 plus their wives came into existence. They got manifested. And they took charge of the material nature. The whole universe, they took charge. Somebody is producing, somebody is sustaining, and somebody is destroying. So start and end, all are balanced out. Got it? So this is how these gods that we say, they are actually demigods. Why demigods? Because they are manifest and they all have to pass away. They don't have eternity. No. So they will be taking life, they will be born somewhere, and finally they have to dissolve also. So all these are demigods, they don't stay for long. Long is not your timeline, okay? Otherwise you will think your timeline. No. Their long is very long, by the way. The eternal time factor has no beginning and no end. It is a representation of the Supreme Lord, the maker of the criminal world. It brings out the end of the phenomenon world. It carries on the work of creation by bringing one individual into existence from another. Likewise, it dissolves the universe by destroying even the Lord of Death, Yamraja. The last line is very, very catchy, isn't it? He destroys even the destruction of death. That is, Yamraja also he destroys. Yamraja is the one who destroys everything. Right? After death you go to him. But in this case, even this Lord destroys that. Now, there is a very strange line over here. The Supreme Divine, the first one, the ultimate one, he has done all these things, gradations, 7 gradations, isn't it? So far we have come to the 7th gradation. Now in the 7th gradation, the manifest world is there all around us. You are there, I am there, moon is there, sun is there, the oceans are there, trees are there, animals, birds, everything is there. All they are ruled by these 3 gods. One who creates, one who sustains, and one who destroys. These are our immediate reporting bosses. Reporting person. I have my boss, he is the one who is taking charge of me. I report to him. Immediate boss we call him, right? So the immediate boss lives in the 7th one. 7th, outermost layer. So I report to him, he reports to the 6th one, 6th one reports to the 5th one, 5th one reports to the 4th one. Like that they keep on reporting, and there is a super boss who is over there, he is called himself Sri Krishna, okay? The Supreme Divine Consciousness. Now, this consciousness has the maker of the criminal world. What do you mean by the criminal world? He made criminals. You and I are criminals. Got the answer or no? When we come into the world, we keep on doing sins constantly. We are criminals. We eat. We eat the same universe we are eating. We are breathing the same thing that God is there. He is created. We are the ones who are destroying it. We are the one who is causing misery to the whole world. You as a human being, didn't you cause misery to your own mother and father when you were born? You think your father and mother were happy you were born? That poor lady, 9 months, she is carrying you, an idiot like you in her womb. She is painful. It is all painful for her, and she is just waiting for you to get out in this world. Like she would say, good riddance to bad rubbish. And you are the rubbish who was born. And then she has to love that rubbish. Okay? Recycling agent she is. And then you are liked by her and the husband also. And then now once you have taken birth, you have to be taken care of, isn't it? Can I just throw you in the wind to the hell with you? No, I can't do that. I have to take the responsibility. My baby. Okay? So she is a criminal, you are a criminal, the whole world is criminal. And now funny part is this. From her womb came another womb. From that womb came another womb. Can you see? The seed is going continuously. The tree is there, it gives a fruit. From the fruit comes the seed. From the seed another tree will grow. From that tree another fruit will come. That will have a seed. Again another tree will grow. It is a continuous cycle. Got it or no? So this is what he created. He said, how do I expand this world? Okay. So there is a hole within a hole within a hole within a hole. I'm not saying a hole, I'm saying whole. WHORL. Okay. So you are like that. And you are going to create your own children, and their children are going to, your children are going to create their children, and their children will create somebody else, and the whole world is going to go on expanding. So he says, and this creation continues, carries on the work of creation by bringing one individual into existence from another. So from one, another new existence is there, and from this, another new existence is there. So this is how. And likewise it dissolves the universe. So the universe is also going to be like this. From somewhere's womb, so you remember the womb that we are talking about, from that womb came the universe. The universe by itself will have another one, and then another one, and then another. Finally at the end of time, everything has to collapse into one. So, destroying, so there is a Yam Deva also, the one who is called the destroyer. He is also going to go. Because when the Lord decides he wants to destroy, he is anyway going to destroy. So this is the end of the chapter. This is chapter 29 from Canto 3 part 2 of the Srimad Bhagavatam, where we learned how God is creating this entire thing. Now, we have to understand how the good and the bad happens. That we will start tomorrow. That's a new chapter. So we will stop over here for today.
Recording stopped.